Hey, Drift fam. Right now I'm working on installing some gauges. I already installed an aftermarket oil pressure gauge. My Skyline suddenly had the stock gauge pressure just go away. It freaked me out. I was just, ah! But turns out the gauge sensor just went bad. So I put a AEM oil pressure gauge aftermarket with the sandwich plate on it. Pressure's fine. I've been checking it a lot, especially after in between runs at drift events. I'm constantly checking my oil pressure because I know RVs are known for crappy oil pressure. So I'm keeping an eye on that. But right now, up next is the wideband. Here's an AEM wideband. I bought it from a buddy of mine. He had this one, but now he changed the Innovative. So I am going to put this in my car. So it's a little ghetto rigged right now. When I bought this Skyline, it was missing a few pieces. In fact, I just ordered that piece. This is an old legit Momo steering wheel. It's going to get replaced with a Nardi, you know, one piece at a time. I don't have any dash cracks. I don't have any dash bubbles, which is nice. This was missing everything, so I got the stereo in there. I had to order the bracket from somebody so I could have that. I'm going to actually get the, the Zafiro Laurel cup holder. I haven't gotten to that yet. Right now, here's my oil pressure gauges in there. For just the next month, I'm gonna just tape my wideband in here too, so I'll have both my gauges. And over here, there is a boost gauge. I didn't put that in there. Somebody else, previous owner did. But long term, not long term, but this winter, my gauges are gonna end up going right here. I'm gonna get a gauge pod. I found a really cool one from a company in Japan that I really like. So that'll be a winter project. But for now, I want to install it and just tape it there. So I'm working on the Skyline right now. I actually have a full HKS downpipe and turboback exhaust. It's a really nice one. That came with that bung right there. So that's what I'm going to attach my wideband to. And I'm going to run it up in the engine bay. I'm going to poke it through that guy, through that little area there with the wiring harness, and I just pop this guy out so I can kind of fish it through there as well, and then under the dash and into there. Alrighty, there's the O2 bung. I didn't put it there. I would have put it on the other side of the exhaust, but that's where it is. So it's kind of a tight bend. It's not touching the exhaust though, so that's good. And it's running straight up along here, so you can see it come along there into here. I have it kind of looped right here, and then it goes through that little cushion, through that guy, that little seal, and then I kind of punched a hole through there. I tried to run it with the actual chassis harness, but that stuff's so gawked up and taped on and blah blah blah. It's too big of a pain, so I just ran it through there, and right now I have it coiled up on the floor, so I need to wire it up and connect it under there. Alright, so you can't really see it too well, but way back there's the wire, and I ran it along up through there, and then kind of pops down in this area, and I run it straight through the dash out through there. So I'm gonna tuck it back in, but I gotta wire up the gauge first, so that's the extra stuff. And here's the rest of that and the gauge. Okay, well, the gauges are in their temporary position just for now, and it's all wired up and installed. I spliced the power from the cigarette outlet that I use to charge and stuff, but I don't use it for anything else. Let's see if it works. Look at that. Wideband's running. I got poo for air to fuel ratio. No, it looks good.